Back at it like a crack addict. Welcome to Raider Nation News Today. I am your host and the tribal chief of Raider Nation, Hammer.
Acknowledge me.
Hope everybody once again is having a great Tuesday. Those coming on in, y'all know the routine. Those new in here, let me teach you real quick. Break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. Yes, team no sleep. I am back on. We have another presser coming up momentarily. We have Ashton Jeanty, and we have the controversy at QB2. Cam Miller and Aidan O'Connell will be taken to the podium. Really looking forward to hearing what the quarterbacks have to say. I guarantee you that this chat is going to be going crazy. I feel like the jokes are going to be coming in left and right from things that are going to be said. So stay tuned. We will bring you the presser in its entirety the second whoever takes to the podium first. I'm hoping it's Jeanty that takes to the podium first, but we shall see. CGR, appreciate you. He actually put the membership link in there and it's pinned to the top. So you guys want to support me, want to keep the lights on here at Raider Nation News Today, click the link at the very top to join the membership. Dan, what's good? Central Coast Raps. Johnny Kicknuts, dopest name in YouTube. Herman Munster, Ricky Two Toes, Alex, KB, what's good, man? Shad, salute. John B, salute. AOC MVP incoming. Yeah, okay. Okay. We'll see how that plays out. And oh, ladies and gentlemen, it is here. Ladies and gentlemen, the latest installment of
As the Shield Turns.
So, somebody's coming to the podium very shortly. Let's go through Twitter. We got a couple of tweets out from practice today, and then I'll get back into the chat momentarily. Salute to Demokes. Demokes is staying very quiet right now. Demokes is probably going to have a lot to say after the presser, though. So, shout out to Levi Edwards, boots on the ground. Caillou Blue Kelly just had a really good rep on Deontay Thornton Jr. in one-on-ones. Put himself in a place to punch out a perfectly placed throw by Geno Smith for a pass breakup. Moments later, Thornton returned the favor with a really nice catch on Kelly on their next rep against each other. Another tweet he put out, this is about 45 minutes ago. It really does feel like Caillou Blue Kelly is making a case for a starting nickel cornerback. Really good day of practice for him this far. Again, we've heard coaches talk about him. We've heard his teammates talk about him as well. He definitely is a guy that is in the running to be a starter for this defense. So looking forward to seeing what happens. So somebody put a tweet out. This is Capital Mook. I heard he's been playing opposite of Stokes, replacing Porter. Has he been playing outside corner or as nickel over Holmes? So this is what Levi had to say. He's been getting a lot of reps at outside corner, but I could see them moving him inside and keeping Porter opposite of Stokes. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So we'll see how that plays out as we get closer and closer to the start of week 1. We know the deadlines are coming up very soon. About 7 days away, actually. About 7 days away where they have to cut down to 53. Really, really intrigued to see how this plays out for our Raiders, see who makes it, who doesn't make it. It's going to be very, very interesting as we get closer and closer to that. Who would you trade for AOC? What? No. Cam Miller. Oh! The most changed sides. EJIM, and I'm telling you right now, by the time I get out of work tomorrow morning, I will be on no sleep for about 27, 28 hours. So 7 a.m. in the East Coast tomorrow. Start praying for me, y'all. Deb is back in the building. The mod mom. What's up? JR, what's good? I don't know how I'm doing this. If you can look in practice, can they do this during games where it matters? Yeah, we got to wait and see, right? Zon, salute, salute, salute. And again, we are watching the latest installment of
As the Shield Turns.
We are waiting. This presser is Ashton Jeanty. Cam Miller, Aidan O'Connell. So stay tuned. The second it pops up, we will have it for you live in its entirety. So just sit tight. 2, maybe 3. We've been talking about week 3 against the Commanders in DC. Jaguars Halloween weekend, which just, I don't know, it sounds like it would be really, really sick to be out there that weekend. And maybe Indy. We shall see. Let's see if I'm missing anybody in here. I don't think I am. I still cannot believe that I'm up. I can't believe I'm doing a second live in what, 2 hours? Technically 2 in a 3-hour span, but I do this for you guys. We got to run this up. What were we at last? 10-3-38. There's no reason we can't move that up a hell of a lot quicker. So we'll see what happens. Oh my goodness. Just waiting, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see if I'm missing anybody here. I'm not. We talked about some things earlier with news that broke. Jay McMillan from Tampa is out, has a really bad neck strain. Dude is still wearing a neck brace right now. And also, the Colts have announced their starting quarterback. Preseason's not even over yet, but they gave the nod to Daniel Jones. So we do have the Colts on the schedule. You just heard me mention Indy might be a game I'm going to. Depending on how long Daniel Jones stays healthy for. Like, I think both of these guys are made of glass, but we shall see. Limit. Shit came to my head right away, and you have it written out. I fucking can't. Yo, let's see if we're missing. No, we're good. And we have 81 in here. We know there's going to be more coming in as the presser starts. We are on X. We are on YouTube. You want to be a part of the conversation with your fellow Raider Nation brothers and sisters, come on over to YouTube, Raider Nation News Today. Hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. We got 30 likes in here. Let's get that shit up right now. Break them thumbs. Hammer that sub. Smash the bell. August 26th. So I just said it a minute ago. We're about 7 days out. We are 7 days out where they have to get down to 53. So I'm very intrigued to see what this roster is going to look like. Pretty much August 27th. R for life. I think if we do a breakdown of every positional group, we are probably the worst team in our own division. Very, very debatable. Very debatable. Very debatable. I totally disagree with that. Hammer has 100 empty 5. I don't drink the 5-hour energy. I got to figure out something, though. I have to figure out something because I don't know how I'm going to be able to pull this off. But pray for me, y'all. Especially, like I said, the ride home. Pray for me because it's going to be hard. Houston might be a possibility as well, actually. I do have family that just moved recently. So it's like days before Christmas. So that's very, very, I don't know yet, but we shall see. We shall see. I definitely, yeah, R for life. I don't think that's even, no. Because I'm looking at some of our positions already, and I'm just like, nah, we're up here. We're up there. We'll see. You're only cool if you like, subscribe, and shit. Damn, man. Appreciate you. Alex, what's up, man? Yeah, we're back on. Like I said, we back at it like a crack addict right now. Let me turn the fan on, actually, before I really die in here. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
Oh, there we go. John, I don't think so. I do not think so. I honestly think that, again, we're days away from cut downs. I think that they really are going to put the guys out that are fighting for spots and have to evaluate over the course of the couple of days after the game and then a few days after that. So I don't really see a lot of our starters being out there this coming weekend. I really don't. Wow. Wow. And you know why I'm saying that. I'm definitely, there are guys that I'm still looking at. There are guys that I want to see get the reps and really try to sit there and be like, is he Is he going to make this roster? Is he not going to make the roster? Honestly, like, obviously, I don't have a say in who makes this roster or not. So, yeah. L11, salute. I agree. 1/2 Aidan, 1/2 Miller. You know, it's funny. If you look at the thumbnail, you have on 1/2 Miller, the other half O'Connell. Like I said, I can only imagine. I feel like the roasting is going to begin once one of them takes to the podium. So this will be very, very interesting. And if I can, I'm going to try to figure it out on here. I might put a poll up for you guys to vote on during this live too. And salute to the 87 that are on. So it says we have 114. So the 87 that are on YouTube and the rest that are on X. Appreciate each and every single one of y'all that are up here right now. We're just waiting for all this to start. It's a face off. Yeah. Cut AOC at this point, please. I want to see a couple more plays from starters, but I'm telling you, I really doubt that the starters are going to be out there. If they are, it'll be legit one series and that'll be it. Get that popcorn ready. Yeah, pretty much. Because I could only imagine what y'all are going to say in the chat. I don't even know what to expect right now when this presser starts. They were slated for 3:15. I came on 5 minutes before. We're still watching the rotating shield. I really hope that I don't regret doing this right now. Because like I said, I'm supposed to be at work in 2 hours. And I've been up since 4:30 this morning. I have a feeling I'm going to regret this. This trade sounds like a trade from somebody. Pretty sure I saw it online today. I don't think that's going to be enough. I do not think that will be enough. I don't. You want to bring back Peter Goat? Somebody else put something, and yo, I think y'all are really gonna get a good laugh out of this one. I can't remember who it was, nor do I really care. I just think it was asinine as hell. Cam Newton? Do we make a phone call to Cam Newton as a backup quarterback for the Raiders? And so help me God if anybody took that seriously, in the words of the great Rick James.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Out of your fucking minds, man. True Raider. Damn, man. Why? Jeanty!
In the game against the 49ers, how do you kind of balance, deciding when to be physical or maybe choosing to be more elusive and avoiding the hits?
Yeah, I think it's just being smart,
And we fucked up the audio again, and no, not me, they did.
DBs, you want to be a little more physical. Linebackers, a little bit less, shake and bake, kind of attack them half a man.
Is that something that you could, sorry about that, use to your advantage? Because if a cornerback sees on film that you're going to lower your shoulder and run into him, and he's going to set up for that, maybe that's a move that you can make off of that.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the game, that's something I can set up, obviously have him thinking, if I were to continue playing the game, maybe next time I would have gave him a move rather than lowering the shoulder.
Obviously, you're known for running the ball with as many yards as you had in college, but, how much of pride do you take in also being able to be a pass catcher out of the backfield, and how much do you believe that Chip Kelly has been able to put you in advantageous positions to do that?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in it. It's something that wasn't really shown as much in my college career, so being able to have that opportunity and, Chip's done a great job at, getting the running backs involved in the passing game, and we just got to continue to work at it and get better every single day.
Ashton, I watched all your games at Boise after they picked you, and I've noticed you are extremely aggressive in pass protection, and I didn't see that as much in Boise. I don't think you were asked to do it as much as you are here. Is that just another part of your toughness? Because it seems like it's something you really take pride in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Coach McCullough he's harping on it every day. We got to be able to, protect the quarterback. Yep. That's one of our, number one priorities besides, protecting the football, giving him time, because, in the same way I'm blocking for my receivers, the tight ends down the field, they're blocking for me in the run game.
Where do you think you are in terms of that recognition of where the blitz is coming from, that sort of thing, in order to pick up pass protection?
I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I think I can still, grow. There's always room to get better.
I know you're out there competing with those guys, the linebackers, but is there room for, hey, some communication, talking to them, maybe off to the side to try to get into their head a little bit about what their plan is?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I feel like earlier in training camp there was kind of conversations like that. A lot of them were like with Devin White, but now we've been going against each other so much. I kind of know what guys are gonna do, and then obviously it's cool. We're getting towards actual games, game one, and being able to game plan and go against different guys.
Ashton, when you're able to create big plays, can you kind of just talk about your vision as a runner? Marcus Allen, he said, great runners, they're not really concerned with the guy in front of them. They're already looking at the second and third guy up ahead to make a play. Can you kind of just talk about your vision when you're able to create a big play?
Yeah, I mean, first off, it's like, it's like a game of, chess. It's like knowing where everybody's at and where they're going to be when the ball snaps possibly so that you're a step ahead. And if you can do that, then that's where the big plays come, right? Because you're going to make that first guy miss, but you got to be able to see the full picture and where everybody's coming from so you can finish the play and score.
What have you thought of returning some kicks in practice? What have you gotten out of that?
It's been pretty fun. I don't know how much they'll have me do it for real, but it's just another skill, another thing that I have to my game that if they call me up to do it, I'll be able to rise to the occasion.
Have you felt any kind of pressure surrounding your name, the hype around you, being drafted as high as you were? You feel that as you kind of approach the season, beginning of the season?
Maybe at like first, before, first training camp, all that type of stuff, high expectations. But I think the best thing that I've done for myself is just kind of, silence that out. I mean, I know there's expectations for me, and that's what you want. If there's no expectations, then you're not doing something right. So I just, I'm in my own bubble, just trying to get better each and every single day. Listening to what people in the building are telling me, if I'm doing good or if I'm not doing good, and I think that's what's important.
Are you enjoying the process, just keeping it in front of you, or are you just ready to get on to the season?
No, I'm enjoying the process for sure. I mean, it's my first year in the NFL. Obviously, rookie years, it's a long year. It's been a lot, but, I mean, it's a blessing to be here. I've dreamed about this, so I'm taking it day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, just trying to get better.
After the game, there was already a lot of excitement about the highlight, but it got picked up so much nationally, so much social media. Like, what did you think of all the reaction around the league and around the
Yeah,
around
definitely
the world
not, Rick.
the play?
I mean, I thought it was pretty cool, but I guess people didn't think I could do it on the NFL level, so I guess it was cool. But I've been doing that, so it's not really anything crazy to me.
You're at the very end of your first training camp. Between that and just now being a football player 24/7, this is your job, no more school and all that. Anything about this process that's surprised you at all as you kind of think back on all this?
I wouldn't say so much a surprise. I feel like I've been preparing for this moment. A lot of people have been mentoring me, telling me how it's gonna be. So honestly, I think it was really cool. It's like that you really get what you put in, right? So you're here a lot of hours and long days, but it's still about what you put into the game of football because that's what you'll get out of it.
You, Sincere and Zamir, have all built a genuine relationship. You guys are constantly communicating, talking. I'm just curious, will you talk about your relationship with those guys? Because a lot of times a rookie coming in and there's already guys there taking a spot, and yet they've embraced you warmly.
Yeah, I think it's also, the energy that, I came in with, just being a rookie, just trying to learn, trying to get better, not think that I'm better than anybody, but not think that anybody's better than me. And also all the guys in the room just, come with open arms trying to help me. But that just shows who they are as players, that, they're secure enough in what they've been doing that they're not going to get outside of themselves because somebody else came in the building.
What's it been like playing with Brock so far, and do you find like your approaches are similar at all?
Yeah, I mean, Brock, he's a special player. I mean, obviously seen what he did last season, but to see it every day in practice. I mean, even today, like the one hand catches, just regular. It's just normal. It's just what he does. But to see his approach, how he takes care of his body, I mean, it's all things that I can learn from and try to add to my routine.
How do you feel like you're coming with the offensive line?
I feel like I'm coming in well. Just continuing to grow that connection with them. Being able to talk, communicate, but also I want for them to know like, hey, if, they're working hard and blocking. I'm gonna take advantage, of those blocks and those plays, and make the big plays down the field.
Kind of on the back end of that, whether it was play calling or philosophy or whatever you think it was, what do you think was the biggest adjustment from that first preseason game of how your performance was versus the second of how things went successfully?
That's a good question.
I wouldn't really say it was anything scheme wise. I think just as a whole offense, I mean, me included, we just executed better. We started faster, and then obviously we got to, kind of get more comfortable in the run game. I only had 3 carries the first game, but I had 7 carries. And, most people who know the running back position, it takes, time to wear the defense down and, get those good runs.
I know you don't call the plays, but how appreciative were you of getting that second run down on the goal line after the first one kind of got stopped?
Yeah, very appreciative, and that just shows Chip Kelly his trust in the O-line and in me, not to back down, to line up, do it again, even though everybody in the stadium knows we're gonna run the ball.
3rd and 5, they're giving you the ball. That's not a normal thing in the NFL. That talks about a lot of faith in you. How big of a 3rd down weapon can you be as a running back?
I think I can be a great 3rd down weapon, but also earning that trust, of my coaches, my teammates. That's a big deal. So that was one step moving forward. But most defensive coordinators are going to think you're going to throw the ball right there, and we ran the ball successfully. So that just kind of shows the mentality of us as a team.
Yeah, one more for Matt.
Sorry, Madden got released. Obviously, you're being on the game. Just your thoughts on being on it, and they did give you the stance on the game. So I wonder if you saw that.
Yeah, I did see that. I had like family and friends reaching out about it, but another childhood dream to be in a video game. So it's amazing to see.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ashton.
All right, so there is Ashton Jeanty to start it off. We are now waiting for the quarterbacks, and I'm telling you, man, it hasn't even, neither one of them have taken to the podium yet, and y'all are already starting. Like I said, I can only imagine how out of pocket y'all are going to be, but please keep it incredibly respectful in the chat. I don't know who's watching, so please be as respectful as you guys possibly can. Once we get to one of these quarterbacks to the podium, like, I'm very, very nervous because, again, some of y'all are already going crazy. Salute to the Demon King for gifting 5 Raider Nation News Today memberships. Again, you guys want to support me, support the channel, keep the lights on here. The link is pinned at the very top. At some point before the end of this week, we are approaching our final preseason and the final weekend of preseason. I will get everything together for the ESPN Pigskin Pick'em and the ESPN Survivor Pool as well, if you guys are interested. Desert, I don't think he's in here right now. He has won 3 straight years of the Pigskin Pick'em. Somebody needs to knock him off the top of the mountain at this point. I've tried. There are a few times where I've missed my picks for the week. So, yeah, if you guys are interested, I will get everything together. I'll even put a QR code on the screen by the next live. Oh, shit. Here we go. Here we go.
Pete Carroll said, after he talked at the game, he said he thinks when you guys come in with the second team offense, he wants to see you guys kind of pick up the tempo a little bit more with the operation of the offense. What goes into kind of working on that and trying to get better in that area?
It's good questions. Kind of my job, getting the play call and then communicating as clearly and succinctly as possible, and then getting out of the huddle. I think we definitely been trying to do that in practice and putting the play clock a little lower on the time to get us in and out of the huddle and, get to the line of scrimmage and make our checks faster. So, yeah, just trying to push ourselves in practice, I think, is a big part of that and translates to the game.
And I know you prioritize taking care of the ball all the time. 3 interceptions the first couple of games. Or is it kind of still learning this new offense? Is it being a little aggressive when maybe didn't need to be? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought the first game was honestly two ones that I wish I could have back, and felt just down about and felt like I put a team in a bad position. This last one was tough. I was trying to throw the ball with anticipation, and the guy made a good play, and obviously had a good sense of what route we were running, and so. At all junctures, it's my job to take care of the ball and not put our defense in a bad spot and to continue to move the offense. And so, especially in that situation where this past weekend in the red zone and with a good field goal kicker and Daniel, hopefully have points on the board. So just trying to, like you said, take care of the ball. It's ultimately my responsibility. Obviously, it comes in different waves about when an interception happens, why it happens, but got to do a better job of that.
Aidan, how critical is it, and how do you work on using your eyes to move defensive backs off of guys and not telegraphing where a pass is going? How do you work on that?
Yeah, I think practice is a huge part of that. I think film study is a huge part of it. I think it's understanding what we're doing, trying to understand what the defense is doing. So it's not one thing; it's a combination of things, and something that I think since you start playing football as a young kid, you try to work on, and you're never really a finished product.
It's not working for him though.
They've been through every different role as a quarterback in the NFL and even back in college. But last year it was a competition for starting quarterback. This year it's kind of different, preparing to be the backup quarterback. Like, has that been different in training camp for you?
A little bit, obviously, just with different intricacies of what my role is and what we're trying to do, where I get reps and stuff, and who I'm working with. But really, every day is a competition with myself. I like you mentioned, I had to learn that in high school and college. Wasn't always guaranteed that I was going to play, and so really learned how to compete with myself and not worry about other people, worry about what I'm doing to try to be the best football player I can be, and that's still the goal. That was the goal. Again, when I started playing football, it's still the goal.
Third offense since joining the NFL. Have you figured out ways to kind of expedite that process a little bit of being able to absorb a new offense?
It's definitely gotten easier. Thank God, it's definitely gotten easier. As a rookie, it's just so hard. There's so many things, football and then off the field, that you're trying to figure out. But it's gotten easier. We see the same plays over and over again, and maybe even more so seeing the defenses and terminologies and what teams are trying to do against us. And so by no means am I done studying. I got a lot more to go in this offense to try to master it, but definitely easier than when I first came in, even last year.
You got a lot of youth after your first starters on your offensive line. How difficult is it when we see you every day in training camp and you're performing well. How difficult is that when maybe you've got an offensive line that's just young and is learning when you get out under the lights?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for myself and for those guys as well. And again, this is going into year 3 for me, so not that long ago I was a rookie, and I understand how hard it is to try to learn everything and absorb everything and then try to go execute. I think there's definitely steps to it. And so it's my job to help those guys out as much as I can. And in this league, the pass rush is always going to be good. And so, I've all the confidence in the world in the guys I'm working with out there to protect me. And it's my job to get the protection right, communicate clearly, and get the ball out. So it's not just, whatever it might be, is not just one person's job. It's everybody's job.
And obviously, you're a competitor. How do you get to a point where you're okay with your role but not okay with it?
Yeah. I think I try to be in any role as good a teammate as I can be, and try to be someone who people can talk to, my teammates can talk to. I think luckily or unluckily, I've been in so many different roles in college too, so I learned what it's like to be the backup, and you're not as vocal in front of the unit, but I might pull guys aside and have individual conversations about what Gino's thinking, and I'm really trying to be an extension of Chip, of Gino, of everything that's being communicated from players to coaches, coaches to players, and try to find my role that way. And at the end of all that, still trying to compete to push Gino to be the best that I can be for myself. It's only going to make everybody better if I'm a better player.
This training camp in particular, what have been some of the bigger differences you've noticed in the defense, just going at them in terms of not going deep in the scheme, but just what are some things positive or negative that you've noticed so far?
Yeah, obviously some new faces that have been fun to play against, both in up front linebackers, DBs, a lot of new faces that really dynamic players. I think really stands out as guys that can do multiple different things, multiple different packages, and play safety, nickel, whatever it might be. And so it's been fun to do that. Obviously, PG's been here since I've been here, but always to see him tweaking stuff and him coming with new pressures and new coverages, and seeing different guys in there trying to execute. It's been a lot of fun to watch and compete against.
And working with Greg Olson, what are some of the takeaways that you have from his style of coaching with you?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed working with Ole, with Nate as well in the QB room, and the quarterback room has been really enjoyable for me. I think Ole does a great job of communicating clearly and trying to get me, Gino, and Cam to understand as best as possible what we're trying to do, while also have some fun and bring some humor.
You mean
So
trying
I
to get
definitely
Aidan to
enjoyed my time
understand how to run an offense?
Two-part question on Jordan Meredith. Just what have you seen from him as a center and just his development there? But also, like, how happy are you and maybe other guys to see somebody who has worked so hard, has been such a good dude, to get an opportunity like this?
Yeah, I think he's done a great job, to answer the first part of the question, done a great job. Obviously a super smart guy, perfectionist, definitely wants to do everything right and work super hard for it. And yeah, like you mentioned, he has worked so hard for it. He's been in a bunch of different roles and, different systems, different coaches, different spots in the NFL. And for him to, just keep his head down and keep working, I think it's a good lesson for all of us to, stay in your role, try to do whatever they ask you to do, and do it to the best of your ability. But it's been awesome. I think Jordan is definitely fan favorite, guy that the guys in the locker room love. And, Jordan's a great guy.
He piggyback off of that, Aidan. He's a lot like Amik Robertson, where everybody in the locker room loved him.
Yeah.
Can you talk about his personality away from the field, please?
Yeah, Jordan is he's goofy. He's a lot of fun to talk to. I think this training camp in particular, me and him have been trying to just ask each other if we're having fun. Sometimes training camp you get bogged down, so every day he asks me, I ask him, are you having fun? And I think that's helped both of us. And he's a guy who I've grown pretty close with over the last few years, and it's again just fun to see his growth both on the field, but probably even more so in the locker room. He's got a funny personality. He's himself no matter who he's around, which I appreciate.
Do you feel offended at all that him and Brock and Mike have started this mustache club and it's kind of your thing to start with?
No, I've tried to make it clear from the beginning that I don't want this to be an exclusive thing, that I'm trying to bring as many people along as possible. And so I send the bat signal out. I want as many people rocking it as we can. The more the merrier.
You're a trailblazer?
You could say that. Your words, not mine. Yeah.
That's good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank God. I thought it was going to be a hell of a lot shorter. No Diddy. But yeah, here we are. Aidan O'Connell, folks. God help me. Y'all are really going off the rails right now in this fucking chat. Yeah. I have no words. Salute to the 208 we have in here. Guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, get the algorithm jumping. We have one more we're waiting for, and that's going to be Cam Miller. He'll be at the podium momentarily. Look, he's pretty much trying to downplay everything right now. He's truly trying to downplay the inevitable. Like, again, we heard Pete Carroll on Sunday afternoon say what he said in terms of when he's out there, the offense moves slower. Like, the momentum is slower. That's not good. That's not good at all. So I think the writing is on the wall, but again, we do have to wait and see what happens this coming Saturday in the preseason finale at the Giant Toaster in the Desert versus the Arizona Cardinals. We shall see how this plays out. Him and that mustache can get out. Yo, Dominic Mysterio has a cooler mustache. Shout out to Dirty Dom. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I'm done. Shout out to Sour Socks, by the way. Also, it was a bunch of short passes from him where, as you can see, Gino can't push in the ball. And that's the thing. We talked about this. We talked about this not too long after the trade for Gino, and probably a little bit afterwards as well, in terms of his numbers when it comes to Gino throwing the deep passes. See, I caught myself and didn't say what y'all are used to hearing. But the numbers when it comes to the deep passes, they were pretty damn solid. The rankings didn't lie. The touchdowns didn't lie. The interception ratio, like the interceptions were incredibly low when it came to the 20 plus yard passes. So Yeah, that's definitely a very viable piece of this offense. We saw him connect with Brock on the 28-yarder. He did try to throw that deep pass to Deontay Thornton, and it was overthrown. Like, some people are saying, well, he stopped. It's Miller time.
You got your second performance out there in the preseason. Obviously, that last drive fighting the way you guys wanted. What kind of learning experience was that for you in that situation?
There's so many lessons that I learned from that situation. I've been counted on a lot throughout my college career, and going into that opportunity, I was excited because I love those, situations where you get to be in control and you get to be the one to drive your team down and get in field goal range to win the game. And I felt really good going into it. Made some mistakes, and going into that last play, I told myself, don't force the ball, and I did. So there's a lot of learning lessons. I take full responsibility for, that entire drive. I need to be better. I need to prepare better. And so I really think the lessons that I learned from that situation are I got to prepare better. I have to make sure everybody's on the same page all the time. And then just always just continue to compete no matter the situation, no matter, the outcome or game.
Yeah. Extend to the 2 sacks before that. I mean, is that kind of part and parcel with all that?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to know situational football. Can't take a sack there, especially, we had timeouts, but you don't want to use a timeout in a situation like that. Got to see my checkdowns. I have to see the field a little bit better as we move forward.
Cam, at the NFL level, you're facing defensive linemen who run as fast as some of your receivers in college. What is that adjustment like when you literally look across the field and you're those defensive linemen at that speed?
I think it makes the game more fun, honestly. I just like
I hate y'all.
The rush that you get, because you get, 2 seconds to 2.5 seconds per snap in the pocket before those guys are in your lap. So I enjoy the speed of the game. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a transition for me, but just enjoying it, yeah.
There was a play earlier in the game where there was somebody in your lap and you make a throw and make a completion. Mm-hmm. From the line of scrimmage operational standpoint, did you kind of know where that pressure was coming from and have the answer for it with knowing who to throw the ball to?
Yeah, so they had brought a looper on that one play. I think the one that you're talking about. And then right when I was getting ready to throw, I saw the looper, right there in my face. So you just gotta stand in there and be tough, and that's something that I pride myself in, is being just a tough quarterback. And when your team needs you to make a play, you got to stand in there. I know it was 2nd or 3rd down, and the team needed me there, so you got to stand in there. You can't be afraid to get hit. And like we talked about earlier, the game is just faster and faster. So, yeah.
As a rookie, when it clicks like that, sometimes it's not like at the end of the game, but in that situation, it did click. How important is that for just kind of your growth progress and your development?
I think anytime you can get a completion in the NFL, it's a positive. And I think for me, when you see the ball in a receiver's hands, you know that you did something right. And we're always taught to just, get completions on 1st and 2nd down. And I think that builds confidence. So then when it is 3rd down and you have to throw the ball, you've already seen it a few times. So I think, like you said, it gives you a lot of confidence, just seeing the ball in their hands.
It wasn't a regular season atmosphere, but first time playing at Allegiant Stadium is, kind of your new home. I suppose that like?
Yeah, it was awesome. I had a lot of family there too. And wherever I play, I always enjoy playing in front of people, and to play in front of the crowd that we had there on Saturday was awesome. First experience in that stadium. So very thankful that the fans came out, and excited to get back out there.
Go ahead.
About making the transition to the NFL, what so far has been like the biggest leap for you in transitioning to this level?
I think it's a culmination of everything. I think just the speed of the game, learning a new playbook, learning new receivers, everything is just new. Whereas when I was in college, I was extremely comfortable with the personnel that we had, the offensive line that we had. So now it's just building chemistry with everybody on the field. So I think that's been a fun transition for me, but yeah, it's been a little difficult.
Last year at Ohio State, Chip Kelly, they had over 2,000 plays in the playbook at the end of the year. How is it just, every day getting so much thrown at you? And I'm assuming the playbook was probably not that thick where you come from. What's that like?
Well, Yeah, the playbook wasn't as thick as it is here, but I think
let's talk about that after
new
this presser.
Schemes and run game, pass game has been a lot of fun for me, and then getting to hear how we read it, and it's all new for me. So, you know, some of my favorite parts of the day are when we meet, you know, with the quarterbacks and the position coach and everything. So, just learning everything. Yeah, it's been great.
There's a business side to football, obviously, and we're getting toward a cut down day and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I know you feel like you've put your best foot forward, but how do you just kind of keep focused on that, just putting your best foot forward, knowing that there's, you know, decisions that have to be made here at some point?
I think there's two things that I always try to live by, and I'm not a results-based person. I try not to focus on the outcome. Obviously, the outcome that we had on Saturday wasn't what I wanted, but there's two things that keep me grounded, and that's number one, my faith, and number two, I just always compete in everything that I do. So if I can do those two things, then I think the outcome will take care of itself.
How would you describe the leadership of Gino in the room?
I couldn't be more grateful for the room that we have. I think Aidan and Gino have taken me in when
hey,
I know,
yo.
You know, you hear stories about rookie quarterbacks going into a room and they don't get treated the way that they think that they should. But just their kindness and their just understanding of my situation and being a rookie and not knowing everything, but they're the first ones to say good job when I do something right. And when I do something bad, it's not, you know, they're not jumping down my throat and getting upset with me. They just want to help me get better. And I couldn't be more grateful for those two guys.
Talk about Pete Carroll as a coach. You've grown up a football fan, you wanted to play in the league, and now you're being coached by one of the best ever.
Yeah, it was funny. Yesterday I was sitting in the team meeting and Aidan looked over at me. He's like, not every head coach is like this. Just know that. So I think for me, understanding that we have such a great head coach and everything that he says in meetings obviously means a lot because he has a lot of wisdom and value in everything that he says. And I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of great head coaches. So to have that transition from a great college coach to the NFL has been an easy transition.
What was he saying?
Pete Carroll? Obviously his motto's always compete. And he just has so many one-liners. He keeps it loose and fun. And that's what I enjoy about, you know, the team meetings is it's not stressful. Everybody's having fun, but then when it is time where he has those lessons where we got to compete, we can't turn the ball over, we got to be better, and I really take those lessons to heart.
You hear about a rookie wall, but because of the level you come from, you guys played a lot. You had a playoff system. Do you think that maybe will help you in your rookie year?
I think for sure. I think I played in more than 50 games in college, so having that experience I think will make the transition a little bit easier. Every time I step out there the last 2 weeks, it's not overwhelming and I don't feel nervous or, you know, scared at all. I feel like that's my natural state is to be out there performing in front of other people, and I enjoy it.
Two more, guys.
Two more.
You did lose a lot of games in college, obviously. You know, you talked about being in those situations and usually you come out on top and win. How did you process not coming out on the right side the other day? I mean, was that a tough thought process for you to go through?
Yeah, I took my parents back after the game, and I had told my dad, I'm like, I'm not used to feeling this because the last 2 years that I played in college, I was put in those situations in the fourth quarter, and I felt like I delivered almost every single time. And then to be on the other side of that outcome didn't feel very good, and it honestly motivated me a lot that there is a lot of self-improvement that I need to do. And I think for me, there's two ways you can look at it. You can look at it as, oh, poor me, you know, I made a mistake, they might cut me, blah, blah, blah. Or you could look at it as, this is an opportunity for me to get better. There's a lot of things that I can continue to work on. And for me, that's exciting that there's a lot of growth still out there for me.
That includes on Saturday because you're probably going to, you know, get sufficient or an extended period of time. How much are you looking forward to get on the field for that kind of maybe a half or so?
Super excited. And I think the two games that I have played in, they haven't been blowouts. You know, it hasn't been where we're just running out the clock or we're trailing by a lot. I've been put in two situations where we've had to win the game. So I think those two experiences will help me down the line for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. He pretty much just said, I'm about to run Aidan the fuck out of Vegas. That's what I got at that last part. Damn, I'm going to hell. Will we remember this presser tomorrow? Are you going to remember it come Sunday after this game? I think what he was quietly saying, I'm about to run Aidan O'Connell's ass out of Vegas. But that was the end of the presser. Those are the 3 that we had for this part. This was the second live we've done in 3 hours, almost 4. I'm really incredibly excited for that. But before I leave, I want to reply to a statement that was put in the chat. So give me 1 second. And salute to the 232 still in here. We are at 94 likes. Let's get to 100 before the end of this live. I appreciate y'all. Where the hell is it? Somebody said something about Aidan being a backup. Hold on. I might need somebody to like rewrite this. Cause I can't. Oh my God. Okay. This is not going to stay up very long because it cuts off after 50 seconds. Aidan isn't going to be cut unless he completely goes sideways in the last preseason game. I don't think they want a rookie backing up Geno. Now, I'm sorry to crush your comment. There were other quarterbacks in this draft that were constantly talked about, including Shedeur Sanders. Do you think if Shedeur Sanders was drafted by the Las Vegas Raiders that he would have been the backup and Aidan would have been gone? Do you think if they took somebody along the lines of maybe Will Howard, you think he would have been the backup to Geno Smith? Aidan O'Connell is only making a little over $1 million a year. Not going to hurt us very much if we were just to outright cut him. Somebody has said it before. It's slim pickings right now for a number 2 quarterback. Yeah. Again, I want to get through this Saturday. I want to see what both of these guys do. Right now, it's open. We got to see how this plays out. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Depends on how good he played in the offense. The Raiders could have drafted him. Oh, fucking dumb. Yo, glad we didn't get Sanders. He already did stupid shit. Imagine him being, 1,000%. 1,000%. But you know what? It seems like a lot of people in Cleveland do stupid shit because realistically, there's nothing to do in Cleveland. So, was it Myles Garrett that just got popped too recently for speeding in Cleveland? That's what's hot in the streets. The Cleveland streets. He got popped for speeding. That's all. He got popped for speeding. He ain't the first one. He ain't going to be the last. Too fast, too furious. I would have loved to have had Will Howard, but I believe in Cam Miller. I don't believe in O'Connell at all, though. He has lead feet. I've been saying it for the longest time. He's got cinder blocks for feet, man. So I like the lead one better. Zamir lost a 2 spot. Did you see the or next to his name? Yes, I did see that depth chart, and it is insane to see that. You saw or. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, this is crazy. So, yeah. Sanders will end up in the CFL in 2 to 3 years. The CFL or the UFL? Listen, not like, I'm sorry. Listen, let's not act Shedeur is not a good QB. Nobody's saying that he's not. I just touched on the comment that was made before that he wouldn't have a rookie quarterback as a backup here. That's false. Again, we had our eye on Shedeur. There were talks about Will Howard. There were talks about Dylan Gabriel. So, like, my thing is, like, Aidan O'Connell can go. If Cam Miller seems to be the better fit, and clearly, again, he's played in a shit ton of college football games. He knows the pro style system. He's played in the pro style system. He's a lot quicker on his feet. Again, we got to get through. We have to get through this coming Saturday and ultimately see how this plays out. Again, cut day. They have to cut this down to the final 53 by August 26th. So we're exactly a week away from that. So looking forward to talking about that once we officially have our 53-man roster. But on that note, I'm going to go. I have to be at work in less than 90 minutes. I appreciate everybody that pulled on up, and it's crazy because we've been on for almost another hour. So you got 2 hours, almost 2 hours of some content courtesy of your boy Hammer. So I appreciate everybody that pulled on up. Salute to the 253 that is still in here. We did get over 100 likes on YouTube. I appreciate y'all. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's do it the correct way. Break them thumbs, hammer that sub, crush the bell, y'all. And like I said, after 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern, please pray for me. Please. We will be up for 27, 28 hours. I do this for y'all. I hope you know that. None of this is possible without each and every single one of y'all. I do this for each and every single one of y'all. That's it. Continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID or not, you should always remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation, till I die. Till next time, y'all. Stay committed to excellence. And of course, as always, on my New York, peace, love, and positivity. And there's that part too.
And when I leave, come together like butt cheeks.
We outro, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.